Everybody stand up for a minute, and if you're standing, stand tall. I want you to. All right. Yeah, take a stretch, all that other shit. Raise your hand if you've ever been on a roller coaster. I haven't seen any roller coasters here, but I assume they exist. Roller coaster. Everybody's been on a roller coaster. All right. Real quick. Close your eyes. Everyone close your eyes. Imagine you're going on a roller coaster right now. You just got in the fucking seats. You put the straps on, and now it starts going. You know it's going up that hill, up the first ramp. It's always the biggest one. Pause. And it goes to the top. How do you feel? What do you feel? You know what I'm talking about? That feeling in your chest? When it's like, oh shit, what's about to happen? You're kind of nervous, kind of crazy. Feel that. It's getting to the top. Oh man. Now it's at the fucking top, right before the thing. And it goes there. Woo! You guys, it's fun, right? It's fun. You can open your eyes now. Sit down. I just want you to experience that real quick. I just want you to remember what that feels like. That's really important. That's really important because the problem with a lot of people's lives is a lot of people's whole fucking life is like that. See, the roller coaster is fun because, you know, you're not in control and you don't know what's going on. It's like, it's kind of scary, kind of frightening. But then you get off and you're like, okay, you know you're going to get off and you're probably not going to die or get hurt. Now, a lot of people's problem is their whole fucking life is like that. I say that because they're out of control. Life is happening to them, throwing them around, throwing them in loops and shit, making them go off edges and cliffs and shit. Have you ever felt like your life, you weren't in control, things were happening to you? Anybody ever feel like that? Nobody? Oh, you guys are all fucking masters, huh? You don't speak to me. No, but I felt that way before. There's been times in my life when I didn't have control. And I felt like I wasn't, how do I put this? I felt like I wasn't in charge. I feel like things were just happening to me. I was at the will of the world. Now I want to give you some tips on how you guys can regain control of your life. And there's 3 steps. First, I just want to tell you a story about what led me to that. So a lot of y'all niggas know, a lot of y'all might know. I wasn't always a D-list celebrity. You know, I wasn't always a internet, I wouldn't say superstar, maybe just star. And I used to be not so much of a good person. A long time ago, way past the statute of limitations in America. Like, I mean, way past the statute of limitations. I used to sell drugs, man, for a living. I don't mean like pharmaceuticals. I don't mean like no good way. I mean like cocaine and shit. And this was one of my operations. I would go to Miami because cocaine was cheaper there, and get it to New York where it cost more money. Not only was it cheaper in Miami, it was also a little more pure, because us New York dealers would fucking add mad shit to it to what we would call stepping on it, stomping on it, or stretching it out. So I would put all types of shit in there. I get like 2 ounces, I can turn that shit into 3 or 4, depending on how fucking ruthless I want it to be. And you know, fucking baking soda, sometimes I put caffeine in that shit. You know, yeah, no bullshit. There's this other shit, whose name I forget, that gave you the same tingle as the coke. No, I know you guys probably don't know, but when you put coke on your mouth, it like makes it numb. There's other shit that give that same feeling. Just to stretch it out. Because I was fucking ruthless and heartless and shit. And this was me trying to regain control because I felt like I couldn't get a job at the time, or the job I wanted, I didn't have money, so this is what I knew, right? This is what I knew coming from Southside Chicago. So I would go back and forth from Miami, and I would make good money doing it because I could sell it for a lot more in New York. The problem was, it would take forever because I would fly there and then come back on the Greyhound bus. It's like a bus service that goes, you know, I'll take the bus because, you know, you can't bring that shit on airplanes and stuff. But it would take forever. And then I had what I thought was a brilliant idea What if I just fucking mail it to myself? What could go wrong? So I fly to Miami, mail it to myself, UPS or FedEx. I heard Pusha T from the Clips said he did that on one of his mixtapes. So I said, yes, shit, Pusha T wouldn't lie to me. It's gotta work. And it was working. It worked a few times. I would mail it to myself and fly back, and then come to me the next day. Until it didn't. I mailed it to myself. I come back, I think, yeah, my cocaine should be here in the morning. That I can distribute throughout the community. And that didn't happen. I overnighted it to myself. Then I got that feeling you got on a roller coaster. But the difference was you knew it was gonna be okay. I didn't. And so it's hard to sleep. Then the next day, all right, maybe something happened. It was around the holidays. So maybe they just, who knows? Maybe there's gotta be a reason. Didn't come the next day. Now I'm starting to panic. I'm thinking, all right, what are my options? I thought either I can just try to deny it, try to beat the case. Maybe I can fucking flee, go to Mexico, and live there forever. Or just plead guilty, and then when I get out, drop the hardest mixtape ever, because now I got the street cred. These are what I was thinking. And day 3 didn't come either. So I basically think I'm going, I really start to, like the panic mode was gone. Now it's just, fuck, I'm going to prison. I'm not going to, I didn't want to live my life on the run. So I guess I'm about to go to prison. What am I going to tell my mom? This is going to be awful. I don't like dudes that much, so not like that, not that much, you guys are cool, but not like that, anyway. I just thought I was going to prison, man. So I was like at the top of that roller coaster, and I just thought it wasn't going to be okay. And then one day I walk outside, I just walk in and go to the corner store, get a pack of cigarettes. I smoked cigarettes at the time. A lot of people don't know that I smoked cigarettes since I was 14. I quit a few years ago. And then I see the fucking UPS guy. And he just hands it to me. And I'm like, clearly this is a fucking sting, right? Like the FBI or the fucking somebody's gonna come get me and I'm gonna do prison. I thought this is the moment I go to jail for how many years? I'm like, all right, here it comes. They gotta be around here somewhere. And he just gives it to me. I just kind of like wait. I wait thinking I'm going to go to jail now. Start writing that mixtape. You know what I'm saying? Shit's fucking hard, and nothing happened. It's just, I was like, oh shit. All right, but that fear, it was like, fuck man, I don't want to live like this no more. I need to regain control of my life. I don't never want to be in that situation. And I wasn't happy with what I was doing either, right? Because I wasn't providing a service that was beneficial to people. Like, other dealers try to rationalize that by saying, man, if they don't get it from me, they're gonna get it from someone else. I mean, yeah, but there's a difference between helping. It's not like you're helping someone, you're taking advantage of their addiction or their situation. So I felt bad about that, remorseful. And I thought, all right, I'm gonna end this. So I just got regular jobs and saved up enough money to start a legit business, which is called Laboratories, supplement company, and this is where we're at now. Now we do speeches around the world. We got customers around the world. Fucking 10 employees, some in different countries, but it all came from what stuff I'm about to tell you, how you regain control of your life. This is not necessarily tactical business stuff. We'll talk about that more at the end of the day, and then those of you, we have a coaching program to really go in deep dive in that if anyone's interested. But I want to tell you guys how to get control. There's 3 steps, three kinds of control you want to get in your life. There's emotional control. You got to control your emotions. There's intellectual control, you got to control the information and then the amount of information you get, and then financial control. We're gonna talk about all that because if you don't got enough money, it's bondage. Money, lack of money will prevent you from doing some of the things you want to do. I talked to some people who wanted to come here today, but they had work. Right, that's cool. But if you had enough money where you could say, you know, you could do whatever you want. Does that make sense? Like I can go to London tomorrow if I needed to, or whatever, you know, because I got the funds to do that. So let's talk about it. First is emotional control. A lot of people tell me, when I talk about success, they say, man, yo, but success won't make you happy. Money won't make you happy. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? I know it won't. They're two different things. Nothing should make you happy. You should be in control of your own emotions. Does that make sense? If you're out here letting things make you happy or letting things make you sad, then you're not in control. You're just at the will of the world. Nothing should be able to make you happy or sad. That's why I never understand when people say money won't make you happy and success won't make you happy. It's not the fucking point. They're two different things. It's like when I bought my cat, George, it cost $5. He was a rescue. They wanted to kill him because they were going to kill him. That's what they do. When there's too many cats and nobody would get them. And somebody asked me to adopt my friend, she's a veterinarian. She said, oh, he's so cute. And nobody would adopt him because he's black. And, I don't think it's a racist thing. No, I don't think he's not African American. My cat's not African American. He's black as in the color. Like black cats in America, they say are bad luck. So people like witches have black cats or some shit. And anyway, when I bought him, like $5 it cost. And that's like when I bought my cat, somebody said, yo, you can get a cat, but it's not gonna cook you breakfast. I'm like, what the fuck? Who even said anything like that? That's how I feel about when people say success won't make you happy. Yeah, they're two different things. So how do you control your emotions? What you focus on? It's all what you focus on. And Yaya was touching on it, but your focus, there's a few things, but focus, what you're thinking about controls how you feel a lot of times. Does that make sense? Are you guys getting that? So, there's an analogy. It's not an analogy. My friend was learning how to drive race cars. And they would deliberately put him in positions where he's going to crash. And they would have him, every time he did it, he would start looking at the wall, and the driver actually moved his head. And I think I read this in Tony Robbins' book too, but my friend actually drives fucking race cars. He was telling me this shit is true. And they moved his head to where he wanted to go instead of the wall. Because if you look at the wall, you'll hit the fucking wall. You gotta focus on where you're going or where you wanna be going. Maybe not the direction you're going. Maybe now you are not on the direction you wanna be right now, but we need to focus. We need to change the direction of where you focus. Because that's gonna what? Excite you, right? That's gonna make you just happy, just thinking about the future in a positive way, thinking about your goals, setting goals, is gonna make you happier. Because we're wired to accomplish things as humans. You know, it's hard to be happy when you're not growing, when you feel like you're growing. If you feel like your life is stagnant or regressing, it's difficult to be happy. But if you feel like you're on the right path, you'll be happier, right? Then there's also how you hold Yaya was really getting in this, your actual fucking how you hold your body controls your emotions. For example, it's difficult to smile and not start to feel those emotions. Let's try it. Smile. It's a smile, man. Big smile. Yeah, you starting to feel it. It was real. It was real, man. We had a connection. Pause. But no, how you hold it, you got your physiology. Like Tony Robbins says, your motion creates emotion. How you hold yourself, how you feel, how you mannerisms. Right? Sometimes when I'm tired and I need to wake up, I just actually stand up tall, start moving around. It's not just to get the blood flowing. It's also it starts to control you. Like, for example, most people when they feel an emotion, their physiology starts taking. You start to feel bored. You go this, or you start to feel tired, or you're sad. You slump over. It works in reverse too. It's like your emotions don't just control your body. Your body can control your emotions. motion creates emotion. That's some Tony Robbins, NLP shit. Like, it's like when Elliot Hope says, your body is your mind, like that's what the fuck it means, man. Like how you hold your body, it really has a profound effect. There's been studies that show that it can control your testosterone levels. Like there was a study where they had people sitting, they would have people sit, right? Like some people sit like this, or like this, or like closed off, like more beta. Oh, you ever study pick up more beta positions? And then they would have them sit like tall, taking up space, or like this, and then they would test their testosterone before and after. And the testosterone was lower when they were like in them closed off positions. It affects, not only it affects your mind, it affects your fucking hormones, like on a real hormonal level, how you control your body. So, but it's also, another thing to get emotional control is stop giving a fuck about what these other motherfuckers think. No, seriously. No, seriously, because a lot of people, they put too much value and invest too emotionally in how other people see them. And that you can't control other people's perception. You can't control their actions or what they think. So if you allow them to control you, you allow them to control you when you care about what they think or their opinions or their feelings. And I'm not saying you can't be empathetic, right? I'm not saying that, yeah, fuck this guy, I do what I want. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, how if Harry's like bored right now and he's looking at me like this, I can choose not to allow that to affect me. You know what I'm saying? Like his fucking thoughts about me are really none of my business. I don't give a fuck about what you think about me. Honestly, I wish you the best in life, but I'll wipe my ass with your opinions of me. That's a good one. Right? It's got to come from inside. Like your opinion of yourself needs to be more important than others. Right? That's why you can go too far with that. Right? You can. I don't give a fuck, I'm just gonna wear no pants or something, right? You gotta capitulate a little bit to society because we live in a society, but at the same time, you can't allow other people's opinions to control you, or other people's actions to control you, because you're not in control of that. So if you let that control you, then you'll never be in control of your own life, your own thoughts. Are you guys getting that? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That makes sense? All right, now let's talk about intellectual control. You gotta study. You gotta study and learn, because it gives you more options. Does that make sense? I was doing crime because I didn't know what the options are, honestly. And that's not to excuse my actions. So I was wrong, but I didn't know there were so many other options until I started studying. I didn't know there were so many different ways to make money legally and ethically, right? I just didn't know. Sometimes you don't even know what you don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's unconscious incompetence. So the more you learn, what does I say? The more you learn, the more you spurn. Oh no! The more you spurn. My fault. I digress. You want to study as much as you can, and the ways you can do courses, books, always read. But it's also being more thoughtful about the people you surround yourself with. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but I've learned so much from like people here, Yaya, Raymond, who you'll talk to earlier, Brian on certain things, even this British dude, Harry, man, like I learned, you'll get back to work, man. I'm gonna get them film. No, but it's important. No, I'm sorry. I looked up and he had the sandwich in his face. Like the whole thing. I'm sorry. James. I'm sorry. James, that shit was just, it was just funny because he looked up like, my fault, man. No, get gains, man. Gains over everything. What was I talking about? Yeah, the people you surround yourself with, because you'll learn things from them, good and bad. That makes sense? Like I learned how to fucking traffic and distribute cocaine because I was around people who are negative influences. That makes sense? And so that was a moment I decided, you know what, I'm gonna only surround myself by more positive people so I can learn how they behave, how they make money legally and ethically, and how they made their life successful. Because if I would have kept down that route, I would just learn, maybe I'd learn how to make a rusty shank in prison. Maybe I would learn how to survive a gang rape. But though that's not the stuff I want to learn. You're going to learn things from the people. You're going to become like people you're around, good or bad. So it's something you want to be cognizant. You want to control that. That's a variable in your life you have to take control over. Right? And then you can also you can get mentors or hire mentors. Like I'm at a point where I pay a lot of coaches for certain things to help me with my business or different things I want to learn or get better at in life. For example, there was a point where I play guitar, and I just learned on my own, and I was progressing. But then I hired a teacher. I got there fast as quick. I got there fast as hell. I started getting really way better, way faster. Because it's hard for us to judge ourselves and critique ourselves. That's a flaw. So if you have a teacher or a mentor, somebody who can show you how to accomplish it faster, show you where your weak spots are, you're gonna make a lot more progress in a lot less time. And then third, financial control. You gotta get your motherfucking money right now. Seriously. How many of y'all wanna make more money? Yeah, man, me too, man. I put both my hands up. But it's not because I'm a greedy, selfish bastard. It's because I've seen what lack of money will do to people, right? How it makes you behave. It makes you do things that you maybe don't want to do. For example, maybe it's a job. Who's ever worked a job they didn't want to have? Or who hated it? Yeah, I definitely have. I was working for a moving company after the fucking drug dealer shit because I was like, it was the only thing a job I can get fast. I was working for my boy's moving company, and I hated it, man. It was like 14-hour days moving people in and out of apartments, and a lot of apartments in New York don't have elevators. We're moving sofa beds and sofas upstairs and shit. It was 14-hour days, like hard work driving the goddamn truck through Manhattan. It was awful. But that's what lack of money will do to you, man. It kind of puts you in bondage. It's like a slavery. Seriously, it's like a slavery. The way the system's set up, is that's how it is. The more money you have, the more what? Freedom you have. I think it was who was it, man? It was a great philosopher who said, you do what you want when you poppin'. I think what was that, Future? Yeah, that was Future. Yeah. And Future was right. Future was right. I don't say that often, but Future's right. And if you got enough money, you got the freedom to do things, right? Maybe you don't have to work that job you hate. Maybe the boss is disrespecting you, you can like, hey, fuck you, I'm out, or whatever. Maybe, sometimes a lot of people know my father. I talked about this, committed suicide years ago. And he had a lot of financial issues. He shot himself in the head. And a lot of it was, I don't know why he did it, but I know that he did not have a suicide clause in his life insurance plan. So my mom was able to get his life insurance, and it really helped her out during the time while I was struggling, because at the time I was broke before I was able to help out. I'm not saying that's why he did it, maybe, but I'm sure he took that into account, right? And sometimes I think, God damn, man, if I was took my fucking financial life more seriously, maybe, who's to say, right? He obviously also had some mental things going on that shaped his decision making, But sometimes I think, man, what if I had as much money then as I do now? I could have fucking helped him with any issue he had, I could have prevented that. Sometimes I think about that. But I didn't have the freedom to do, wasn't able to do that. I didn't have control. Not to say I had control over the situation, but that might have been an option. It wasn't an option. And it's just other thing, what if someone in your family gets sick? It's not even what if, it is when, right? Right? What if there's a disaster in your life? It's not what if, it's when, really. I don't know what the economy is like here. But in America, I know there's a recession about every 7 years. The last one was it's been 7, 8 years. The last one was in 2008. Yeah. So if you do that math, the next one is coming up, right? And I imagine, from what I know, it affected the whole world. You know, it was a worldwide recession. There's no reason to believe that's not going to happen again in the future, right? So people are going to lose their jobs, less money's going to be in circulation. It's going to be difficult for a lot of people. And what I understand in Europe, there was America did the bailouts and they kind of bought their way out of it. It raises the deficit a lot, but I think for the time being, it helped things. In Europe, austerity measures were taken, right? And from what I understand, it exacerbated the situation. Am I right about that or no? I don't know how many economists there are in the crowd. No. All right. That's what the fuck I read. So it's coming. Are you gonna be prepared for that? Are you ready for that? Because it's not if, it's when. Even if it ain't next year or the year after, it's gonna happen. There's gonna be another recession. There's no reason to believe that there's never gonna be, your life is never gonna be a consistent boulevard of green lights, right? There's gonna be a lot of trials and tribulations, man. And man, money can solve a lot of problems. And I know that may sound like a selfish motherfucker or like not the kind of guy who should be out here giving a motivational speech, but that's just the truth, man. Like I've been in situations where I've literally been able to buy myself out of it. I had a friend who got arrested. We're not close, right? Because I'm about to tell you why. Because he fucking shot up a nightclub and hit 2 people. He got shot in the leg, but I know him from back in the day. He'd still be in jail if he didn't have $1 million to put on bail, right? So he's waiting for his court case, but it literally got him out of prison. Out of jail, right? He was able to get on bond. I'm just saying, not to say you can fucking shoot the club up if you got enough money. I'm not saying that. I guess you can, no. You do, right? Like Magic Johnson was dead. Magic Johnson, y'all don't have Magic Johnson in Europe, but he was an American basketball player who got HIV like 20 years ago. Back before they even knew what it was. Like, I would imagine that 90% of people who got HIV during that time are dead now, and Magic is fucking still living life, doing his thing. He had enough money to get the best doctors, the best. I'm just saying, it can solve a lot of problems. So some of you guys really need to focus on. Are you guys with me on that? You guys get that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is the way the world is set up. You need currency for the exchange. You need to trade currency for goods and services. And almost anything. So these are the thing. But like I said, those people are right when they say money won't buy you happiness, and that's why you need the other 2 steps, especially the emotional thing. Get in charge of your emotions. To really get a hold on that and not let the outside world affect your emotions so much. You got to be stronger and more sure-footed.
You ready to make 2017 the best year of your life? Good. But here's the problem. According to Forbes magazine, 92% of people do not accomplish the goals that they set at the beginning of the year. I don't want that to be you. I would like to share with you a goal-setting system I used this year to grow my business from 0 employees to 8. We launched 8 new products this year, made a shitload of money, made connections with some high-level people that have helped me accomplish my goals. I want to teach the tactics I use to you in a new coaching program that I call the Warrior Champion Baller Pimp Virtual Mentorship Boot Camp. This is a 12-week program. It's going to start the first week of January. It's going to set you up for success throughout the year and every other year after that. I'm going to teach you tactics you can use to accomplish all your goals this year. I want to teach you how to become more confident. I'm going to teach you how to network. I'm going to teach you how to ball hard, how to become more successful and better with the ladies. Not only that, I'm also going to include 2 free bonuses, my new pickup program, the 6 system. The 6 system is different than most pickup programs, because most pickup programs try to teach you to get 9s and 10s, models, hottest chicks on earth. We're not gonna start there. It's gonna take a lot of guys years to get their game to the level where they can get those girls. I can teach you how to get a 6 tonight. All right, and once you've mastered that, it'll be easier to progress to the 9s, 10s, models, and supermodels that you're drooling over. It's like going to the gym. You go to the gym for the first time, you can't say, hey, what the fuck is this? A bench press? All right, put 8 plates on each side, let me bench it. Nah, man, you gotta work your way up to that. That's what the 6 system is meant to accomplish. Help you work your way up to the hottest girls on earth, starting with the average girls. Teach you to get an average girl tonight, bro. But that's not all. I'm also including my new productivity book, Rebel Rituals. This book will teach you my daily habits that I use to accomplish my goals so you can accomplish your goals and become successful in life. What you do habitually is what's gonna make you successful. You can't do things every once in a while, here and there, and expect to become successful. It's your habits that make you successful. Rebel Rituals will teach you the successful habits you need to become the badass motherfucker you're meant to be. If you'd like more information about the Warrior Champion Baller Pimp Virtual Mentorship Bootcamp, click the link below or go to warriorchampionballerpimp.com. See you at the top.